So today we are talking about how you would address and label an envelope. Okay, so we've talked about what it is to write the letter and all the steps on that, and today we're looking at if you were mailing it, what that would look like. So on page 74, it gives us an example, so make sure you're all open to 74. Okay, it says after Parker had copied his letter onto stationery, which means nicer paper, he addressed an envelope to Jason. He wrote his address as the return address in the upper left-hand corner of the envelope. When he wrote Jason's address as the mailing address in the center of the envelope, he placed the postage stamp in the upper right corner. So look at the envelope that he has addressed. So in the top left corner, he put Parker Johnson, 1452 Lilac Circle, Denver, Colorado, 80260. That is Parker's address. That's called the return address. Everyone say return address.
Return address.
The return address is if, like I told you guys the other day, if something was wrong with the envelope or Jason wasn't found at that address, or for whatever reason the mail came back to Parker, they would know where to send it. And Parker would know that he had to fix something to get it to Jason. Does that make sense? Then, Jason is the person getting the envelope, right? Getting the letter. So his is the mailing address. Everyone say mailing address.
Mailing address.
That is the person getting the letter, and it makes sense that it is in the center of the envelope in bigger letters, right? Because it's the person getting it. It's the one that the people at the post office is going to look at, and then when they get the letter, when Jason's family gets it, it'll say who it goes to in that family in big letters, okay? Not big letters where it takes up the whole envelope, but it is a little bigger than Parker's address, okay? Then in the top right corner, you put the postage stamp because that allows it to be mailed. Like you have to pay for the stamp and it's just a little mailing fee, okay? So when we look at it, this is kind of what it would look like on a regular envelope, but instead of addresses, it's the definition. So right here it says your name, your address, your city, state, and zip code. That goes up here. So your information. Down here is the name of the person receiving the letter, the address of that person, and their city, state, and zip code. Okay? And then a stamp. So what I want you to do is get out your index card, and I want you to look at the white side, the side that does not have the lines, okay? So, I am going to be writing what I want you to write up here, okay? So, in the top left corner, you're going to put return address. Return address in the top left corner. Return address. Then in slightly bigger letters, I want you to write mailing address in the center of your envelope. Okay? In the center of your envelope, you write mailing address. And in the top right corner, I want you to draw a little box, and under it write stamp. Does that mean I'm getting an ink stamp and I'm marking on it? No. You guys have seen a stamp in the mail, right? That is the type of stamp. Okay? Okay, on the back side of your index card where the lines are, we are going to write what those terms mean, the return. So I want you to write return and then the little colon, which is the 2 dots, okay? So that's what you need to write on the lines on the back of your index card. We're going to write what this means, so you need to have the word return. This is on the lines on your index card, okay? So the return address is the address of the person sending it might not always be a letter, but here we're going to say the letter, okay, because that's what we're talking about. So it is the address of the person sending the letter, and I want you to underline the word sending. The address of the person sending the letter. Then I want you to write the word mailing under that. The address of the person sending the letter, and then write mailing. All right, for mailing, this is the name and address of the person getting the letter. And I want you to underline the word getting. The name and address of the person getting the letter. That is mailing. Okay, so while you are finishing writing that, just be listening. So this is being used because we are going to do our review quiz tomorrow. Remember our open book review quiz that we do at the end of each chapter in English? And the parts of a letter are going to be on there. It's going to ask you to label where things go on an envelope, okay? So that's why we are doing this, and it's something that you will need to know later on in life, where things go and what it means on the envelopes, okay? So when we look at this, it'll tell us not only how to get an envelope mailed out properly, but when you receive an envelope, how to look at the information on it, okay?